Good morning and good day. Welcome to our Lenten devotional on this day 38 in Lent. This is the day known as Maundy Thursday. If that's an unfamiliar name or you wonder where that name comes from, like lots of things in our church tradition, it comes out of an old Latin title that the church used. Uh, Mandatum. Maundy is the word for a mandate or a command. And this is the day we remember Jesus gathering with his disciples in an upper room for a meal, which for us as Christians has become the Eucharist, the communion meal. In John's gospel, on that night, Jesus also washed the feet of his disciples. Sometimes churches observe foot washing and communion on this day. The blessing that Kate Bowler offers in The Lives We Actually Have says this: This is the night that it begins, the festival of grief and somehow triumph. The end is near. Jesus, we are beginning to understand that your grace makes no sense. Grace sits next to betrayers. Grace washes the feet of backstabbers. Grace breaks bread with the disloyal. Grace shares a cup with double dealers. Jesus, you are undoing every guarantee that in loving you, I will not lose. You are losing everything. Bless me now as I see your sacrifice, how you are pleading with us to love as your friends break your heart, how you are showing us to remember when we long to forget that in your undoing, you remade the world. There's a long passage that describes this meal and this night. It's found in Matthew chapter 26, verses 1 through 30. I'm not going to read that entire passage, but I want to read one part of it that happens near the beginning. It says, Then Jesus went to Bethany, and he visited Simon at his house. At one time, Simon had had a bad disease of the skin. While Jesus was eating a meal there, a woman came into the house. She brought a small stone jar with her. The jar contained expensive oil with a very nice smell. She poured the oil over Jesus' head while he sat there. Jesus' disciples saw what the woman had done. They became angry and they said, This woman should not have wasted the oil. She could have sold it for a lot of money. Then she could have given the money to poor people. Jesus knew what his disciples were saying. So he said to them, Do not cause trouble for her. She has done a good thing for me. You will always have poor people with you, but you will not always have me with you. She has poured oil over my body. So now I will be ready for people to bury me. I tell you this, everywhere in the world, people will speak about this good news. At the same time, they will also tell people about the good thing that this woman has done. And so people will remember her. It's soon after the next day, actually, that Jesus and his disciples go and gather in the upper room and share that communion meal together. Our question for today: honoring Jesus while he was near, that was the beauty of the lavish gift outpoured. How can the remembrance of this woman's loving act guide you this day? It was certainly true that the woman could have done something else with her money, but she felt drawn to honor Jesus. And of course, Jesus uses the example to say, look, every single day you have poor people with you, and you should reach out to them. You should bless them. But this is a special time in my life. I am about to die, and this woman has helped to prepare me. I've always thought that was as much for the oil that she poured, which really becomes a symbol. It was for her love for Christ. That's what helped to prepare him for his suffering and his crucifixion. I'm wondering if we too can anoint Jesus with our love in our worship this day. Our reflection is focused on an ancient hymn, originally in Latin. It's called Humbly We Adore Thee. It's about the sharing of the bread and the cup at the Last Supper. It's got a beautiful English translation, which I'm going to read, and follow along if you wish. In a moment, you can listen to it in a beautiful recording. I have put the link down below in the description. It only takes 2 or 3 minutes, and you can listen to these beautiful words that are sung. Christ, our God and brother, hear our humble plea. By this holy banquet, keep us joined to thee. Humbly we adore thee, Christ, Redeemer, King. Thou art Lord of heaven, thou to whom we sing. There are more words. You can read them here on the page or in the devotional guide. Again, I encourage you to listen. Our closing prayer. My Jesus, I love you. I pour out all my adoration as oil upon your feet. All my gratitude, all my joy. I come hoping to receive from you the food I need. Fill me with your very self, that I may live as one satisfied and able to nourish and care for others with the kind of sustaining love you have for me. Amen. God bless you on this Maundy Thursday. I hope if you have the opportunity, you will be able to participate in a worship service at your church or in a church near you. We'll be back tomorrow for the 39th day in Lent. We're getting very near the end, and we will, of course, be recognizing and considering Good Friday, the day Jesus went to the cross. Wherever you are and whatever's going on today, I pray that the presence of God will sustain you and bless you. Amen.